Yay, we have audio. Okay. We should be live. Why am I still dropping frames? Hold up. We're not live yet. Hold up. Can I change the output midway? I can't. Should be dropping frames a lot less. 12%, 15%, 13%. Okay, so 15% isn't great, but that's the best we're gonna have, I guess. Cool. All right, let me put a thing out on Tumblr and announce the stream. Where's my good keyboard? The thing that makes me a good programmer is my cool keyboard. Shibidi-boop. Shibidi-boop. We should be good to go. Okay. Hold up. I am live. Gotta make that big text. Make that biggest. And then, I don't know if I'm gonna reveal my stream key by having this up over here, but could never be too sure. Do add all of the tags. Boink. I'm also gonna tell my friend. All right. The stream has officially been started. So here is the plan for today. So last stream I was working on my jumping physics, just the very basic jump, and I have gotten it to work basically. I will show you. Actually, yeah. So basically right now, before my jumps themselves were being real weird, but I fixed it. Oh, do I not have a actual right shift button declared on this keyboard? Lamau? Okay. We'll have to fix that. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll show how I add new keys to my control scheme. So, in source.platform, basically the way that I'm doing multi-platform support is I have a platform.h file. I'll show you that. Platform.h, and basically the gist is that these structures are consistent between all platforms, but the actual definitions of the functions, like app entry point, for example, that is going to be sort of depending on whichever platform that I'm, programming for. And the way that the game works is that it basically does not touch the platform. It's basically like, okay, give me a display and then I'll put shit on it. Also give me bitmaps and I'll render them, and I also have an input. This is app input T. And in my game, all there is X and Y and crouch and jump. And I want to change crouch to something else. Let's see, where do I define that? Yeah, right here. So Originally, the crouch key is right shift, but on this keyboard, I don't really have it defined, and I don't want to go through the trouble of defining it. So we're going to make it slash. And jump is now going to be period. So let's see if that worked. Key period, huh? Is that not a thing? Here, let's hop over to the micro reference documentation. Let's see. It's an events and event key down, key codes. So let's see. I think it might be full stop. I think full stop might be the period key. So, I mean, I guess we'll try it out. Full stop. That's how you spell. That's not how you spell. Okay. Make run. Yep, there we go. So, it might not be full stop. Maybe it is end. Maybe it is end. Oh my god, what the hell? That is, escape tilde minus equals semicolon quote backslash comma hash delete home and left right up down slash asterisk print screen pause convert at colon kanji left shift right shift control alt da 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 da. Is there not? Weird. All right, well, it's gonna be backspace then. There we go. All right, there we go. So, yeah, there we go. We're working now. So, oh man. All right, so the foundational jump is fixed, but I've got some other stuff to work out right now. So right now, the thing that I was just working on was my horizontal movement, which is pretty important for a couple of things. But real quick, I want to sort of break down how I want the movement in this game to be. So the game that I'm making, it's kind of like an old school kind of rage game kind of thing. Something you'd expect to find on like Newgrounds or something. And so what I kind of fundamentally wanted was I wanted the movement to be difficult. I wanted it to be sort of unconventional, so that it's just harder and more wonky. And so the way that I was going to do that, let's see, do I have... Yeah, so here I have, the movement should be difficult but not unintuitive. So, like, it's not like... It doesn't make any sense. The rules for the movement is straightforward. Hold on, I'm just going to make sure my microphone's still working. Yes, it is. I am peaking a little bit. Let's crank that down a little bit. Okay, so my main foundational idea was that instead of you press the button to jump, and then when you let go, you start falling. If you want to jump halfway through your peak, you hold through halfway through your peak, then let go. But what I was thinking is, what if you charge up a jump with one button, and then actually jump with a second one? So if you want to jump to halfway to your peak, you have to hold your charge button down for half of a jump, essentially, and then press the jump button. And you could argue that it would be more intuitive if I were to have it so that when you let go of the charge button, you jump. But I think that extra layer of disconnect between your thought and the action makes things just like kind of weird and unintuitive enough. Sorry, I know I said I don't want it to be unintuitive, and I just said it's unintuitive. Difficult. It's the movement is going to be wonky and difficult. That is the goal. And a couple of other ideas I have. So when you're moving left and right on the ground, it's totally normal. But when you're in the air, the movement is much slower. It's like if you want to reach 10 pixels a second, it takes longer to reach that than if you were on the ground. But when you're on the ground, you have a maximum speed that you can go. But while you're in the air, you do not have a maximum speed. So you can kind of just just keep on going faster and faster. And if you chain together jumps, you kind of like you maintain your momentum. And I think that sounds fun. So let's see, anything else? There's also going to be a couple of things where if you hit a wall and you're going too fast, you'll like bonk. But I'm trying to get that sort of fundamental jump done first, and that's basically what I have. So if you see right here, if you see right here, that is the jump charge. Currently, it is set to go between 0 and 1. So 1 second is the maximum time that it can charge up to. And then if I jump, there we go. And it's super high right now. And I have an issue where my left and right keys are not working after I do a jump, which is weird. But I'm just in the middle of trying to fix horizontal physics. So beforehand, here, let's go into our player source file. No, it's in game player.c. Yeah, so right here. So right now I have it set such that if you're pressing crouch, you can't move left and right. So we should just be back to normal now. Yeah, so now, okay, cool. So now we have a, that's interesting. If I tap, okay, hold up. I haven't quite finished the thing. So Allegro is a little weird. You have to check for when the key is up as well, and it was still on shift, so now we should be okay, hold up. Let's make clean, make run. Is it still going? Strange if... Oh, hold up. Okay. Okay, got it. We should be good to go now. Yeah, okay. Now we're working fine. So, yeah, so if you look at jump charge right here, I'm going to try and... Okay, so our peak jump currently, it's something like 12 tiles. All the way up there. But if I try and jump at like 0.5, it's half the height of the jump. Yeah, and so then it's just enough disconnect between thought and action that I think it's going to make things interesting. Yeah. As for the actual levels, it's just going to be like spikes and stuff. I am very pleased with this corner collision right here. Shoop. So, let's figure out horizontal movement. So, for horizontal movement, I've done it before and it's kind of a pain. Just a second. So, I remember doing acceleration and deceleration for horizontal movement was kind of annoying. In my previous project 3i, the code to determine acceleration and deceleration was real weird. So I want to do things a little bit smarter. So if we go down here. Yeah, so my goal is to basically, okay. So, yeah. Determine the target velocity, move the player towards that. And then, let's see, have peak speed and time to peak be different depending on if in air or ground. Yeah, so when you're on the ground, it will only take you like 0.25 seconds to reach max speed. But for while you're in the air, since like we don't want a peak speed, we just want you to keep going faster and faster and faster. I think that we'll probably just define like a straight up speed and just like add it flatly, but then we wouldn't be able to. Actually, no. Yeah, that is kind of what we want. Alright, so let's add a couple of variables to our player. Let's, no, I want a V-split. And all of my player stuff is defined in the game structure. Where's player? Player is right here. So, let's see. Right below X velocity. Hi, Kathleen. Hello. Are you going to help me program?
Yes.
Let's see. We're going to have X velocity target. No, that's a little wordy. Goal. Kathleen, we're going to have X velocity end. Well, look at you. X velocity.
End to be like a final thing or something.
Nah, I'll just make it target for now. And so we're gonna have current X velocity, the target, and then we're gonna move ourselves towards that kind of whenever. So we are going to have, let's see. I'm gonna move this down to here, and we're going to change this to peak speed. And then we're gonna have time to peak. Mwah. So let's see here. Peak speed. It's gonna be 5. No, that's too fast. It's gonna be peak speed, and then we're gonna have our time to peak be. Time to peak is going to be. Let's just make it a second.
0.3 seconds.
He's gonna be zooming. So time to peak speed, cool.
Cool.
So let's see, that's our time to peak. It's a second. So now let's go up here and yeah. So okay, here is what we're gonna do. Time to peak. We're gonna do. Oh man, are we still buffering? Are we still buffering? Man, I don't know what to do about that. Let me close some tabs. Maybe that'll help with the buffering. Yeah, all I got is the documentation up there, so that shouldn't be a problem. So no, not time to peak. We want our xvel target. You know what? Let's just make this x target. X target. So now if I input x and I'm not colliding on the right, ignoring a buffer, we're going to make player x target is going to equal player dot move speed times delta. Yeah, okay, so let's change this to peak speed. Do I not have a C LSP installed? playing D. That's what I want. Because I want my LSP back. Okay, let's reload NeoVim. No, not platform. Jesus. Game, and then player.c. There we go. Now we got our LSP working. Yippee. Okay. Peak speed. Game.delta. Cool. So now if that's not the case, player.xTarget is going to equal 0. Cool. So the time to peak is going to be the amount of time from a standing position that it will take you to reach peak speed. So if you're going the other direction, then change direction. It should be time to peak times 2. Although, if we just divide it normally, it shouldn't be a problem. So here's my plan. Okay, player x velocity plus equals player, and I should have this open so I don't forget what I have named what. Okay, player.xvel plus equals time to peak divided by, oh no, okay, time to peak equals time to, how do I get 1 times delta? No, that, maybe. This, I feel like, is going to be weird. Let's add a debug thing right here. Let's go. Okay. X target. And we're going to go player X target. Let's see what's happening. Whoa, it did not like that. It did not like that. %F, X target, that's a float, that's a float. Is that like a hash def? It was. Okay. It did not like... Okay. So things are real weird. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. It's a little silly. Whoa. Frick. Okay, so it appears that we are constantly being shoved to the right. So that isn't quite correct. If input x greater than 0, x target equals 0. Oh, duh. Oh my god. Okay, no. It's plus equals... No. Okay, so we want player x target divided by time to peak times delta. That might actually be working. It might actually be working. Let's remove the delta, because that might be... Oh. Okay. So our x target is 5 there. Okay, so our x target is not being done properly. Oh, shit. That would explain why we were being shoved to the right there. Forgot to set that to target instead of x velocity. So that is actually working really well. So let's see. It takes us a full second. Let's get ourselves... So we're not coming to a stop though. So if there's no input, X target should be 0. Although, wait, I'm checking for X target not being 0 right here. I'm not sure. Not sure why that would be a problem. So, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so if X target is 0, that means we're not adding anything. So that means... Okay, so I could add an if statement for 0. Or... No, okay. Okay, if... Okay. Okay, if... Alright, so that's kind of tricky. I totally could add a bunch of if statements that will check which direction we were going, and then minus or plus depending on what that is. But I wonder if there's a way to kind of dynamically move towards the center. So, okay, so here's what's going to happen. If player X target does not equal 0, 0f, then we are going to do this. Else, meaning player X target equals 0. Otherwise, we are going to do player xval plus equals player dot x target. So if we're going left, excuse me, it's going to be negative. If it's going right, it's gonna be positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it by -1 and then divide it by time to peak. And I think that would be a lot more elegant. Doesn't seem to be working. Okay, let's make sure X target is actually being modified properly. X target. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, no. If X velocity is not equal to 1. No, that's not what I want. Okay, no. Okay, so let's do an else if player X velocity does not equal 0.0f. Okay, gotcha. So this is going to say if we are not moving, but we still have momentum. Because, yeah, so X target is 0. We're not pressing anything, but we're still moving. Still not quite working. Still not quite working. It's also a little bit slippery, but we'll fix that. Okay. Alright, let's just make sure that this is even being hit. So that is not being hit ever. Oh, it is. I forgot to hit the new line. X velocity plus equals player. So X velocity Alright, I'm making some sort of mistake here. If player X target. Okay. I'm just fucking around at this point. This probably won't do anything. Still not doing anything. Okay, Okay, so let's go... Let's go with... Alright, is there a magnitude function in standard C? Math.h mag. Is there a magnitude function? Multiply, add. Value with a magnitude of a given value. What do you mean? Rounds to nearest integer not greater in magnitude than the... Okay, so there is a... Gotcha. Okay, so there's a function called truncate. Does that do what I think it does? C truncate. Limiting the number of digits right of the decimal point. So, if we want to preserve some length bigger than 0. Round to integer towards 0. Can I get like an example, maybe? Could I get an example? I do not get an example. So, okay, so truncate returns a double, it gets a double. Man, okay, alright. Fucking sleep playground, I guess. Include math.h f %f new line truncate 1.2222. Oh, okay. So that's 1. What does 0.22 turn into? 0. Okay. So that's actually what we want. Sick. Okay. It was not called what I thought it was. I think magnitude is for... I think magnitude is for vectors specifically. But we've got truncate. So, okay. So we want to do... S equals truncate... Oh, I want to see what it does to negative numbers. -1. You'll have to see it. Okay. S equals truncate player x target. So this is not the desired effect, but we should be able to make sure that it's actually working. It is not actually working. I don't understand. Alright, so this is going to be needlessly wordy, but I don't know why it's not working. Make run. Okay, I am having some sort of logical error. So I'm going to get up and get a drink of water and come back. I am back. I have made myself some chalky milk. And let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. So, up here, we are checking if app input.x is not 0. Because if it is 0, we want x target to be 0. If we are moving to the right, which is what this means, if it's greater than 0, we are moving to the right. We are going to set x target to equal to peak speed times delta. You know what? Actually, I'm starting to think. Okay, this might not be relevant to the problem we're having right now. But we might not need delta. Because we're not measuring a length of time. So let's just... Okay. Yeah. We are not measuring a peak of time. Because we don't care when we reach peak speed. We're just defining what the peak speed is and which direction it is. So let's just fix that real quick. I'm totally gonna open up... do things like this. So I don't have to jump up and down the file too much. Time to peak, no longer times FPS. Nope, actually no, never mind. Peak speed, should be 5 pixels a second. This might be completely wrong. But we'll see. Okay. So now down here, we're checking if x target is not equal to 0, meaning we need to move ourselves somewhere. So we take the x velocity, and when we plus equals x target divided by time to peak. Now this, we would have times by delta. Now that we would have to times by delta. Now, okay, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so adding that extra condition there did not change anything, so we're just going to do that. Times delta, else. Now here, this just caps it to negative or plus. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're going real slow. Going real slow. Should time to peak be... Yeah, so time to peak should be... So... Okay. Hi Petrified Panda. So you see how I'm kind of sliding around like that. So basically, when I let go of a direction, I want to start to slow down to 0. And the way that I'm trying to do this is initially, what I was trying to do was player x target times -1. So this is going to flip it. So if we're positive, we're negative. If we're negative, we're positive. So that was how I was doing it initially, but I'm not getting any kind of effect there when I do that. So if you look right here, x target, the goal is that we want to push the player towards x target at all times. So like here, my target is +5. Whoop, and I just shoved myself into the abyss there. So +5, -5. And we're kind of sliding around basically how I want. But if I let go, nothing happens. If you look at x velocity right here, if I press and let go, it's still -2 and it's not being affected. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. So here I'm checking if x target is not equal to 0, meaning we want to move in a direction. And if that's not true, and x velocity does not equal 0, then we want to do it. What if I remove the condition? No, it's still not happening. So this is a logical error that I'm making. This is why I got up. This is why I stood up and like just took a second. Because this what I'm doing right here is a logical error. I can smell it. To slowly deaccelerate. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. So, X target, peak speed. Maybe, hold up. Peak speed, time to peak. This is so bizarre. What if we check? Okay, I've got a weird idea. What if we put it up here? Shoop. What if we just do that? You know? What's the worst that could happen? So our X velocity is still not being affected. That doesn't make any sense, because I am very plainly and obviously affecting it. You know what? I should be doing the math. I need to calculate out the math. Okay, let's move this back. Printf %f player x target times -1 divided by player time to peak. So we can just figure out what the hell that is. What is U? So that would make a lot of sense. Oh, hold up. Oh, shit. No, that makes total sense. Okay, I got it. Yeah, it was a logical error. So obviously at this point x target is 0 because I'm checking if x target is not 0. All right. Okay. It was a logical error. It was. Okay. So what we want to do then is we don't care about the X target. So I believe we're going to have multiple checks here. So if player X velocity is greater than 0.0f, if it's greater than, if player Y vel is less than, so left or right. If we're going to the right, I want to player x vel minus equals player peak speed. So we're basically doing the reverse of what we're doing up here, basically. Minus equals peak speed divided by player time to peak. Or more like we're doing what we're doing here, but reversed. So, and then if we plus equals instead, this should be working. Yeah. All right, you'll love to see it, except, oh, fucking, I checked for Y velocity there. All right, that should be working now. Yeah. You'll love to see it. Haha, sweet. Okay, cool. Nice. So, now for problem number 2. Wait, why am I still moving right there? Am I very... Hold on, just a second. If x velocity does not equal to 0. Okay, hold up. One last little thing that we gotta iron out. So, if you notice, if we move a direction and let go, yeah, see, we're coming to 0.08333. So we need to come to 0, basically. We need to get ourselves down to 0. Okay, hold up. Okay, here's the plan. If fabs, so let's get the absolute value. If the absolute value is greater than like 0. Okay, so that was 0.883. So let's just do that. Else if fabs, and then above all else, we're just going to take player xval equals 0.0f. So that should make it maybe set. Yeah, set to 0 if sufficiently small is kind of what I was shooting for, and it looks like we're working. Yeah, there we go. Sick. And oh, I should also set it so that if there is a collision on the left or right, we come to a stop. So you know what? Actually, that's already happening. Let's go to our collision code. Make sure that we're setting our x velocity to 0 when we hit something. So I don't think I actually added that logic yet. All the way here at the bottom. X, collider X. Oh wait, do I determine? Wait, yeah, I don't do any changes to the thing. Okay, never mind. So let's go up here. You know what I should do? I've got a little bit of code duplication in my code here. This is the moving platform collision section, and then up here is the actual main collision thing, and right here we got that. So okay. So here's the plan. X, Y. Wait, no, X should be equal to 0. X should be equal to 0 because we're hitting a wall, because next dot x equals nothing. Doesn't make much sense. Are we? Ooh, I'll bet you we're overriding it. Okay, cool. So let's go. No. All right, let's go all the way back up. So, okay, here, if x target does not equal 0. Okay, so x velocity, yada. Then after all this, because I think integrating a collision check within this would be kind of annoying, I'm just going to do if player collision left, or player collision right. You know, I've got, actually nah, I don't need to have this little buffer here, because this is here because if you're moving around and you just slip off the edge just a little bit and then you change direction right at the last moment, you can still move to the right. Or maybe I do want that. You know, actually, yeah, I do want that. Never mind. And then if I'm doing this down here, then I can remove the collision buffer up there. So that actually works out perfectly. 5, if I can hit the button correctly. If that, cool. Now up here, we don't really have to do this anymore. So let's remove this. And I did things the long way. I'm in Vim, delete to open parenthesis. Cool. So now, if we hit a wall, our velocity should be set to 0. It is not being set to 0. All right. So if collision dot left is less than or equal to that. Oh wait, no. Hold up. We want this to be greater than. This to be greater than. Love to see it. I'm stuck on a wall. All right. Okay, so if you do that, then you're stuck on a wall. Which is not what we want, actually. Okay, hold up. Nah. I need to do this further up. Okay, if X target... Alright. Let's do this, and... So that should work. Misaligned indentation. Oh, yep, gotta do that. Should be good to go. Let's see if that does it. That. Okay, so the corner is not quite working out. So let's see. What's that like? Collision right is 0.866. Gotcha. So I think we do actually want this to be less than. No, wait, no, hold up. Okay, so that's 3.5. If we reverse that, it's gonna be 75 or something. Now, okay, let's make the buffer to be 95. Oh, that's a little... What? Alright. So that's a little bit low. We want it to be a little bit more... A little bit less forgiving than that. So that works fine. But it's the corners. It's usually the corners that are messing you up. So that is a collision of 0.86 again. So let's make you 8.5. Oh, shit. Stuck on a wall. Love getting stuck in a wall. 0.86? I don't know what the problem is. Alright, change of plans. Let's be as unforgiving as possible. If there is literally any collision on the x-axis, when we're attempting to move, we will stop moving.
When we attempt to stop moving, we'll stop moving.
What if the collision... What do the collision values mean? So, so it's pretty simple. Collision left and... So all of the collision values are between 0 and 1. And collision left means there's like a collision on the left. There's a collision on the right. So if you look at... So we are sitting on the ground right now. So collision down is 1. Right here... So right, so since I'm setting my velocity to 0, we're technically not entering the wall, so we're kind of flickering our velocity here. But if things were, oh wait, no, sorry, left. So we're kind of flickering here because we're being set into the wall by a couple of pixels, pulled out at 0, and then pushed back in like between frames. But yeah, and also it's kind of useful because I can check for corner collisions based off of like oh, I'm stuck. Oh boy, I've really messed. But if like collision right is like 0 point something, that means that we're colliding on the corner, because what those collision values are from, those are from the velocity from the center of the player to the collision point on the rectangle. Basically, I hope that made sense. So what we're doing here is not helpful at all. So let's go back. Let's go way back. way back to when we had that set up like that. So let's start over. Getting myself in a bit of a tizzy. Yeah, so the original problem is we still have our velocity when we hit a wall, and we want that to be 0. And the other issue is if we hit a corner like that. Okay, so we're not. Okay, no, we still are phasing through it. All right, so here's my plan. Here's my plan. My plan is to sip some chalky milk. And now my plan is to figure out what my plan is. So, where do we want to check for that? Because the issue is that our velocity is kind of independent from our input movement now. So do we... Hold up. I might be way overcomplicating things. Let's just set xvel to 0 right here. Wait, no, then that will set it to xvel if we're not pressing. Sorry, well, that will be set to 0 if nothing's happening. Which is not what we want. It's not what we want. Alright. So I want to set... Okay, let's identify where we need to set 0. We need to set x velocity to 0. So this is when we're moving to center. This is when we're moving. This is when nothing's happening at all. So I'm gonna take another 30-second break and hopefully fix it, because yeah, I just need to step back for a second and think on this. I'm back. I'm back. I know that wasn't for very long, but you know. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I think that resolving that collision on a wall like that needs to be different. Okay, so let's go look at move and collide real quick. So next.x is the position that we're about to move to. So if we look at here, x velocity is -8 right now. Also, I'm noticing we're not actually capping our speed. on the x velocity. So anyways, so x velocity should be set to 0 because we're going to go to next x, go through all of these steps, and eventually way down here, once we have our next x figured out based off of the collision, we set our x and y and our collider x and y to that. So when we have a velocity of like -5, next.x should be fucking player.x -4. So like if we're at 32, we move to 28. And then we check if there's a collision. There is. Let's say it's at pixel 30. We get set to 0. Wait, but we never set our velocity. Ooh, we never set our velocity. We never set our velocity. That's right. Because where we define how we deal with velocity is separate from collision. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, okay, no, it's in... Okay, so in player jump, we mess with our so velocity is independent of collision. I remember. So here's what's going to happen. So we need to figure out a way. Okay, so I was on the right path. Okay. So what if player x target does not equal 0, and if we're not colliding on the left or the right? Okay, hold up real quick. If target is greater than 0, player x target is greater than 0, that means we're moving to the right. Okay, real quick. We might be able to slim down all these if statements, but let's not worry about it. Player x target and player collision right does not equal, equal 0.0f. And we can figure out some bounds in a second. So if that player.xval is going to equal 0. That's just going to be the same damn thing. Because this, we're just doing the same thing twice, okay? If we go left... Oh, man, I do not know what I'm doing. That should also be 0.0f, 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 0.0f. So this probably isn't going to work. Misleading indent. What do you mean? Man, do you really want braces that bad? Oh, wait, no, I see what's going on. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. I'm moving way too slow. Doesn't make any sense. I feel like I don't actually know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm pushing myself towards a goal that I don't have properly defined yet. Well, okay, no. I have the goal properly defined. I'm just not moving towards it efficiently. I love you too, Kathleen. My girlfriend thinks I'm silly. Sorry, my fiance.
Yeah.
Alright. X target does not equal 0. We are moving towards it. Towards X target. Wait, what if we just set X target to 0? I wonder if there's a way to... No. If? Okay. Alright, let's just check for if player... Collision right.
Do you remember Michael's bag? Right?
Your Michael's bag?
Sorry.
I don't know what your Michael's bag looks like.
It's red.
From like the last time we went to Michael's, like ages ago?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it, babe. Shall we?
It's right here.
Oh, okay, cool. She found it, guys. Don't worry. Player collision right. Not equals 0.0. Or player... No, so this is going to make us stick to walls again. Which I don't want. Or will it? No, we're stuck to walls again. Okay. If collision.right does not equal 0, that means there is a collision on the right. So let's set it to negative 0.01, just so we're not getting stuck. So make sure those are F. I think we may have done it. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. I did it. Success.
So I'm pog champing.
I am also pog champing. Are we both simultaneously pog champing?
I suppose we could be.
Parallel pog champing. I lost a viewer when I said that. Wow, what a loser. God forbid. God forbid women do anything. So, alright. So, the only thing that's going on here that I'm not an enormous fan of... Oh, they're back. Oh, they're gone again. I just saw my concurrent viewers drop down to 2, then back up to 3, then back down again. Goodness gravy. Goodness gravy. So, here, my X velocity is kind of flashing because of the sort of displacing into the wall then out again, like in between frames, which I don't like. And the way you solve that is you set your X velocity to what it is going to be the next frame, and then it accounts for the collisions and stuff like that. So that's why I think this is a little wonky, but I don't want to deal with it right now. So we're going to go into to-do list, and then we're going to make future Zoe deal with it. Fix wonky horizontal collision checks. I should put a line out. Yeah, I don't know. Toward of player update. And then I'll just copy and paste the code. 3 do. Cool. All right. I call that a go. So horizontal movement. You know what? Let's make our goals a little bit more clear. So make okay. Let's see. Move player toward peak. You know what? Okay, no. Let's make this acceleration. acceleration is done. And also collision resolution. A little wonky. So, okay, let's think. Okay, so next up. Hold up. So, okay. So right now, while we're on the ground, the amount of time it takes for us to peak is pretty slow. It's 1 second. In fact, let's make sure that is 1 second. So peak should be 5, so 1,000. Yep, that's pretty much 1 second. Yay, I know how delta time works. Let's make sure we're not, yeah. No, things are working great. So, the way, hold the phone there, what was going on there? Okay, no, that's nothing. But is there like a weird kind of, nah. Okay. What was I saying? So this sort of deacceleration is kind of exactly what I want in the air. So here is my plan. So, okay, so let's make... Okay. So, when we're on the ground, we are going to cap to peak speed. Otherwise, we're just going to keep adding. Okay, so let's see. Let's make time to peak. Okay, let's change a couple of values around. Let's make ground peak time air peak time. So let's go down to here. Ground peak time, and then air peak time. So let's make air peak time still be 1 full second. Let's make ground peak time be something real snappy, like 0.2. Whoa, I know, right? So, and then I say, let's make float peak time. It's pretty funny. Oh, big stretch. Big Zoe stretch. Make sure we maintaining our posture. Disengage shrimp mode. Okay, cool. Oh, that felt good. Okay, so here I don't want to have to check. I don't want to have to duplicate this entire series of if statements for if we're air or on the ground. So I'm just going to change time to peak to be this value, and then let's set it to air peak time, and then if player collision down does not equal 0.0, so that means we're on the ground. If player collision, then we're gonna make peak time. You know what? This could be a one-liner. Peak time equals player air. Sorry, ground peak time. Let's make you peak. See, change to that. Okay, wait. Change to semicolon peak time. Oh wait, crap. Name it, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Change to semicolon peak time. See if anyone's checking out. Checking me out on Tumblr. Lots of people are liking my post. Where are they? I'm joking. So we got peak time. Time equals player ground peak time. Cool. So now if we go, so if X target does not equal that. So here is the thing. We might want to rename peak speed because actually no. Peak speed okay, no, we need to rethink how we're doing things here just a little bit. Because right now this is how things work if we are on the ground. Peak speed is for the ground. It's the time to peak. Wait, we want to get rid of that. That's right. That's right. Okay, change of plan. Let's move this up a couple of lines. Like right there. And then let's change player dot peak speed to peak time. Change to peak time. Change this like that. Peak time. Peak time, peak time, peak time. So, if we're on the ground versus the air, this should be different. Ooh. Something interesting happened. Oh, never mind. Whoa! Okay. So, what was happening there was that looked like the ground peak time. Peak time, air peak time. So, okay, so we need to figure out the process here. We need to figure out what we're doing. We need to figure out what we're doing. Because this is not what we want. Okay, so what is X target? It is 60. Why is it 60? Why is that? It's because I don't think I'm adjusting for delta anymore. Okay, so peak time. Okay. Okay, I am doing things incorrectly. So, right, no, I don't want peak time. I want peak speed. What am I doing? Okay. So the issue is that our peak speed is being used for both air and ground, but there is no peak speed for the air, but there is on the ground. So how are we going to figure that out? So what we could do is set a peak speed. I think I might be thinking about this all wrong. You know what? You know what I need to do? I need to like reset my brain. So let's play some Minesweeper.
You're gonna play Minesweeper?
No, I'm playing Minesweeper.
That's what I just said.
Yes. So I am a god at Minesweeper.
This is what your stream has devolved to.
No, I just need to think about something else for a little bit. Let's see, 2, 3, 1, 2, satisfied, 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 you are satisfied, you're satisfied, you are satisfied, you're satisfied. Whoops. Clearly not as good at this game as I like to imagine. 2, 2, 2. That can't be. That can 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 be. You are satisfied. Now this is riveting content. I gotta say. 3, you're satisfied. You are satisfied. You are satisfied. Get my satisfaction. This is what having autism sounds like, by the way. While playing Minesweeper, anyways. That would be the case. 2, 4, but you're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. 2, you're satisfied. That's a tricky one. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. Do do do. Do 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 do. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You know, this is probably pretty smart because Minesweeper takes just enough brain power. And it makes things... so I can reset myself. Think about this problem a little bit better. 1, you're satisfied. You're satisfied. 4, there's only 4 that could be. 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope, you're not satisfied. You're satisfied. 2, 3, 4, you're satisfied. 1, 2, 3, 4, you're satisfied. 2, satisfied. Okay. Okay, okay. I might actually finish this. Is this hard mode? Because I've never actually beaten hard mode before. Why am I killing it at this? 2 satisfied. I am dominating at Minesweeper right now. You should be happy. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. Uh-huh. 1. There's nothing there. Nothing there. 4. 3. You're satisfied. 4, 3. Now this wall right here is a tricky one. No, that would dissatisfy that. Okay, cool. We're killing it. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. That's too many. Okay, so that has to be true. That has to be true. That has to be true. Yeah. God, I'm so good at this. 1, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4, 4, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 3. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're satisfied. You're not satisfied. You're satisfied. Now you're satisfied. I am surprised that parallel pogging made me lose viewers, but not this. People love Minesweeper. The people want to see Minesweeper. This is quite the wall, though. Okay, so let's just start placing down things. 1, 2, 3. That would satisfy both of you. 7! God damn! 2, you're satisfied, you're satisfied, you're satisfied. 1, 2, you're not satisfied. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is quite... Boy, this is tricky. Start placing down things. 1, 2, 2. Shit! Damn it. 4, 3. I think that might have been a 50-50 there. Yeah. Damn, sucks to suck. All right, let's go back to let's go back to what we were doing. So, let's think fundamentally about the problem we are having. We want to have a different time to peak, and as such, a different speed of moving in the air. So here's my plan. Let's ditch peak speed. Let's go ground speed and air speed. Right. Now ground speed. Okay. So I want to move that is surprisingly tricky. Not having a peak speed for air is surprisingly tricky. It's surprisingly tricky, Kathleen.
Wow.
I know, right? Why am I having such an issue with this? Why am I having such an issue with this?
You know where scissors are?
Scissors? I think I saw some in the bathroom. Yeah, I did see some in the bathroom. Look at me with my observational skills. Need a Reese's peanut butter cup, that's what I need. Well, I'm stealing one. I owe you a Reese's cup or a Reese's cup equivalent.
It's fine. It's a bonus.
Alright, so I've come to the conclusion that the decision I just made is stupid. Or is it? Okay, change of plan. This is now the number Sorry, I'm thinking real hard. Okay. This is now no longer the amount of time it takes to reach our peak, but the amount of time it takes for the speed we want to be after 1 second of moving. Okay. These speed values represent how fast we want to be moving after a full second. So then we can change the speed at which we are reaching a destination. So these will be our new targets. But they won't technically be targets. Because for ground, the target is going to be peak. The peak speed. For air, it's going to be nothing. So X target is now, okay, X target is the speed we want to be going, which is true. Sorry, I know nothing I'm saying is making literally any sense, but trust me. Trust me. If app input x does not equal 0, and we're not colliding on to the right, v.x target. I have to go to sleep now. Good night. It was fun watching. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you have a good little sleep. Make sure to subscribe. Subscribe, Petrified Panda. Do it. I demand it to be so. So player X target. So X target I don't think is going to define the max speed that we want to hit, but just the direction we're going. But the direction and magnitude. Okay, X velocity. Your wish is my command. Yes! I got famous YouTube user Petrified Panda to subscribe to me. My life will not peak beyond this moment. Good night. Now, our wedding will pale in comparison to being subscribed to. Player X target divided by peak speed. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want, because if we're going faster, because we're in the air, it's going to add more. Yes! Peak speed, peak speed. Okay. This might not work at all. No? Nothing named peak speed. What do you mean? Oh, sorry. It's called ground peak. I forgot. Ground peak. Whoa, that is... That is very weird. That is very weird. That is very weird. Okay. So why are we flying all over the place like that? Right. I need to times by delta. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I need times by delta. Do we player X target divided by a peak speed. Times game dot delta. Okay, we're gonna do, okay. Divided by peak speed. Times games delta, times game delta. Times game delta. Delta, 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 delta. Now we're going simply too slow, and we're no longer going backwards. We're no longer going backwards. Let's see, are we dropping frames still? Yeah. Well, what you gonna do? It's a programming stream. It doesn't matter that much. X velocity plus equals player X target divided by peak speed times game delta. So I can't imagine how not timesing by change that delta. That is too damn fast. Okay, X target negative 12, 12, negative 12. Well, let's at least see if. Okay. I don't need to multiply by freaking FPS because it's not. Because it's no longer a measure of time. God damn. Wait, no, it is a measure of time. It is a measure of time. What am I doing? Okay, no. Okay, no. We need to still be multiplying by delta. Still a thing we need to do. Alright, it's negative 12 and positive 12. Okay, so what's going on here? I think okay, let's remove the acceleration and de-acceleration for now and try and get back to where we were, except we're moving slower in the air than on the ground. So let's change that. Peak speed, airspeed, ground speed. So velocity, x velocity, times game delta, times game delta, delta, delta. I'm gonna remove all of this. All right. So 5 seconds. You 10 seconds. Sorry, these should be in pixels actually now. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So that was pretty easy. Right, I want it to be slower in the air. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so all right. Actually, I just came to a stunning revelation. No, wait, no. I was on the right track. So the things that we were just determining, all that work that we were just doing is about acceleration and deacceleration. So I think I think that what we may do is we may have a peak speed. We will define a peak speed and a time to peak. But when we're in the air, we simply won't cap it. Which I think may be the simplest thing to do. But we may have to change up a couple of things for a specific movement mechanic that I actually haven't mentioned yet. Which is when you are jumping, the direction that you are holding while you're charging up your jump, or the direction you're holding right when you actually press jump is going to determine an angle. If you're holding forward, you will jump forward. So, what we're gonna have to figure out is how to set the player's horizontal velocity. We'll have a base velocity and then an added velocity. Okay, hold up. Okay, let's read what I have written out here. Okay, so horizontal movement is pretty important for one. I remember acceleration and deceleration being kind of tricky with 3i, so I want to do things a little bit more cleanly. Also, horizontal direction is going to determine things like the angle of the player's jump. You determine the target velocity and move player towards that. Have peak speed and time to peak be different depending on if in air or ground. If in air or ground. You know what? I think I might leave the stream there. I think that talking and streaming is starting to burn my brain out a little bit, and I'm gonna have to come at this from a different angle. So yeah, I think I might call the stream there. I think the stream was pretty awesome. I am pretty happy with how it went. Got way more views than the last one, so that's pretty exciting. So cool. Yeah, I am gonna come back to this, and then hopefully next stream we'll have more going on. But yeah, okay. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. So hells to the yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna be back next week, Sunday, 12 Alaska Standard Time, and we should have some cool stuff going on by then. Until then, I had a lot of fun streaming, and thank y'all for hanging out.